What up, FIFA Tears? It's B-Rad here from the FSB Creator, and we are bringing you another episode of the 3 for Tears podcast. And it isn't an FSB Creators podcast without my co-hosts, Mook and LAJS. I was going to say Mook and LAJS.
Yeah, Mook and LAJS. We
yeah,
Leipzig right back.
Yeah, he does. That sounds like an old German player. Old Mook and LAJS. Remember him? He was brilliant. So Mers and Luke, how you doing, guys?
Not too bad. I mean, you've butchered Luke already, so I'm good. When am I going to get butchered?
Well. I mean, that would be a good segue into the episode of FUT Eliminator on the channel this week, but we'll bring more on that later on. But yeah, if you guys aren't aware, we do obviously our own series. Go and check them all out. We've got the links to the podcast, links to the series for those on YouTube down in the description, as well as links to all our own channels. Go over, smash a like. Go over and follow us on Twitter. That's where we do all our kind of promoting of the channels and giveaways and all that sort of stuff as well. So get over there. It's the @FSB Creators, and we've got our own accounts as well. We'll start FIFA talk straight away. It is in the mid still of headliners as a promo, and we have the new Team 2. Just before we sort of speak about it, as a quick snapshot, do you guys in favour of this over Team 1 or not?
Ooh, I mean, I personally prefer some of the players in Team 1 on a personal preference level. Like Diaz, for instance.
Yeah, Diaz is a good one.
Yeah, Diaz, as we know, is Mers' favourite player, not Luke's.
Definitely not. The favourite nation, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we knew there were going to be some big ones in this one, didn't we? Vinicius and Mo Salah. And Barella, I think, are probably the sort of 3 biggest players to come out of this one. I mean, João Cancelo's not too bad as well. But yeah, let's run through it anyway. So we've got Laborde, kind of negates his Player of the Month card.
I regrettably did just before this.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to do it still anyway for fodder or for objectives and things and that, but you can just pick this guy up currently for 34k on the market. Then you've got Ollie Watkins. I think he's quite nice because actually as a English striker, there's not a great deal of usable ones in the game at the moment. We've got Vinicius Jr., as we said, Mo Salah, Zapata, unfortunately, and unless you sort of flash back to, was it his Team of the Season card from like 2 years ago? Where it was just
Zapata?
a beast? Yeah.
Last year's Team of
Was
Season.
it last year's?
Yeah.
No, it weren't a moment. It weren't a moment. It was when he got his Team of the Season.
It was just the SBC, but as a Colombia expert, I can tell you he had a Team of the Season last year as the SBC.
Yeah, when was the actual Team of the Season card? Yeah, FIFA 19, there we go. This card. 92 pace, 96 shooting, 92 dribbling, 95 physical. It was insane. I remember that card, and it was very, very good. Kimmich, I mean, he's one of those players that for like buying links, he's really handy, but actually this year, he's off the pace a little bit of other CDMs, especially as now you can go and do the Zachariah, and like that card looks absolutely insane considering he's free. You got Barella, you got the centre backs of Elizondo and Tiata. He looks quite nice, I think. Is a little bit difficult with Belgian links at centre back until Denayer gets his inevitable special card at some promo. We've got Cancheo, then we've got Hosselu, Trapp, Fofana, who's the other big player who I did forget actually, coming in at a massive 1 million coins. Then we've got Rafael Leao, who, interestingly, if you aren't familiar with Luke, he does player reviews, so you should go and check out his review. He has done the new Rafael Leao card over there on his channel. And then Wilson for Fulham, as he is out at the moment. Is he transferred to Fulham, or is he just on loan there at the moment?
Could not tell you, personally.
I think it's a transfer.
Is Harry Wilson's fully transferred, is he?
I believe so.
But yeah, there's a couple of big ones in there. First of all, I suppose the sort of the main sort of question is, have you guys packed any?
Sure, actually, let me just have a look at that team again. I have to remind myself. I don't think I have, but I've not really opened packs this week.
This is it.
I've been
Like on
pack save,
Paxhaven.
finally.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this actually, Mers, weren't we? When in the FUT Eliminator episode, that like not a lot of people are packing things at the moment because they are tending to pack save.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really pack saving. I might be tempted to try and do it for the next 2 weeks, but I won't have a great deal amount of packs if I do. But I haven't. To be fair, I don't think I have packed any of the headliners. I think all the headliners I've got, I brought. But I've brought Diaz, I brought Ramsdale, and then the other ones are just SBC players.
Yeah.
So yeah. Or
Fair
objectives.
There's
I
is it
packed mine last week, so I've not got any new ones to report in the meantime.
other than the kind of obviously brilliant ones, are any of these that would actually make your teams, your current team?
Make my teams are debatable.
Yes.
So
For me, yeah.
go on. No, go on.
Cancelo
He
would
does
get
love a
into my team.
Cancelo.
He would get in your team,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
loves a
he would.
Cancelo.
I love a Cancelo this year. So yeah, Cancelo would get in my team.
I
Fair
mean,
enough.
Zachariah's already made my team. His inform was previously in there, so I can vouch as far as he definitely makes my team.
Yeah.
Looking through some of the others, do I take Kimmich over my Goretzka? Probably not. Barella, if I was building Serie A, I would absolutely love, and I'd love.
Yeah.
I could easily build Serie A because I seem to pack every single Serie A special card going, to Roman's chagrin. But at the moment, Zapata obviously makes the Colombian team before anything gets commented like that. But there's a couple standouts like Klaus. That SBC is looking like a great one to do at the moment. Elastundo is one that I've got history with.
Yeah.
I ended up quoting this on stream. I remembered how specifically the rating of his centre-back card that I had as an inform for a long time. He had an 82 and an 84 rated card. 84 right back, 82 centre-back on, I believe it was FIFA 18 that I used in my La Liga side for quite a while. So that's why I knew of this guy for quite a long time, which not many people would have. But the Real cards, no. Like it could, but as I said at the time, there's better options in said Felipe Anderson.
Yeah. I mean, interesting that you say about the Klaus SBC, because that is actually who we did the episode of FUT Eliminator on this week. And I don't mind giving you guys a little spoiler because it is going to be in the link description of the video anyway. We pulled out concede equals discard. And yeah, if any of you know any other series that have that involved, it never ends well, and it doesn't change for this episode. So you need to go and watch it over on the channel. It'll be up midweek, Wednesday or Thursday sometime. Yeah, personally, in terms of like my actual team, I mean, none of them fit in terms of links immediately. Nothing that I wouldn't have to change my team a considerable amount for. Like Mo Salah would probably get in over, like on that side, I suppose, over Mahrez, but really Mahrez plays my cam in a 4-3-1-2, and I don't think Salah would play there. But there's a couple of cards I'd like to try. Like I'd like to try that Rafael Leao, because for his price he looks like he's got some good stats. And yeah, I think there's a few in here as well. I think that we know are probably going to get increases in team of the weeks and stuff, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's a couple here that are worth an investment.
Definitely. I mean, you've got Vesenius, who's had obviously like loads of special cards already. So
yeah,
if he continues the way, he'll probably continue. Cancelo, arguably like one of the best like fullbacks in the league at the moment, and maybe jointly with like Trent. But yeah, definitely
he's having a very good year this year.
Yeah,
you can say right back, just full back periods. Like obviously he does a job at left back at the moment as well.
Yeah,
that's it basically.
And obviously City should win the 4 games in a row and naturally get an upgrade. Period. The end.
Yeah.
Same with Van Dijk.
The one I fear coming up against is that Hulk Club Fofana. Like
yes.
Oh my god! If I see him in a FUT Champs team that I'm coming up against, I'm going to fear the living daylights out of that. And
it's basically going to be the Ivorian version of like a Kante, not quite team of the year, but like close.
Yeah. I mean,
Because remember, he is 1.1 mil extinct.
He is
I believe, as it stands.
he's not now.
he's-
Yeah, he's 1.04.
Oh, has he dropped a little bit today?
Yeah, so 1
because
million and
they've
40k.
adjusted.
Yeah,
He's now 2 million price cap.
which
there you
as we always know tends to take a player down, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than up. So yeah, we all predicted that was probably going to happen, but yeah, he looks incredible, and there are some seriously good Ivorian cards in FIFA this year actually as well. So yeah, plenty of scope for making coins for those that want to put some coins into headliners, and plenty of scope for some of these players to get upgrades if you've got any of them untradeable. As of tonight, there is a 78 plus player pick to be able to try and get some of these, which I've got a few gold rares something on my transfer market. I'll probably do a few of these just through the week while that SBC is going. But like I say, in terms of packs, I'm not touching anything that is pack opened. They will be saved for team of the year.
And talking of packs, actually briefly, we do need to touch on icon swaps. It's kind of an inevitability to touch on it. Obviously releasing today, requiring, I believe, Italians, Silvers, First Owner, Liga NOS. Did I say Italians already?
Yeah.
Damn. And Championship.
Yeah.
So those are being the main ones. Obviously, also FUT Champs is involved because, of course, FUT Champs is involved. And I can't actually, I've not got the leagues in front of me right now that you need for the online. But there's the 3 new online ones to get as well. So, what are your plans for icon swaps? Just to quickly touch on it, guys. Are you taking just the fodder? Yeah, just the fodder packs.
Yeah, well, just the packs for team of the year. Yeah, I've still got my 83 times 25 ready for team of the year. Not opened it yet, so
that's respectable.
Same.
Turns out at some point I did my 81 times 25 already. I don't know when, but it turns out I did it. So now my RTG is having to suffer the consequences and do the 17 token base middle prime icon pack.
Oh.
And just pray for Ferenc.
Yeah, the online ones are Premier League, Bundesliga, and Liga 1.
Ooh, I like that.
So, but the good thing is with
Bundesliga.
you know what it's like with these icon swaps. We're doing the silvers and the first owners. You can also do the silver beasts at the same time and get yourself some packs as well. So I like that when you can combine objectives. It's good. It's good.
Exactly. Just gets a whole bunch of things out the way at the same time.
Yeah. But whilst we're talking on the subject of packs for team of the year,
we do have the inevitable team of the year vote that's just happened. That's come out today. So
we do.
There's 18 nominated players. We've all done our own ones, so it's interesting to see if we share a lot of similarities or if there's any differences. The goalkeeping options that we've got are Courtois, Donnarumma, Edison, Maignan, Martinez, Mendy, and Oblak.
Yeah.
Which ones are you going with and why?
I feel like I want to hold off with mine for a second. So if Brad wants to go with his, because also Brad has got an interesting reason. Brad's already told us how his vote is going. So
yeah, so pretty
I
much
think he's
I
also
haven't
doing it spur of the moment as well.
Yeah, so I haven't done a vote yet, and I've got it literally up in front of me, ready to put my players in and submit. So that is right there in front of me now. And looking at the goalkeepers, and based on the fact that he is in my team, I am going to be going for Donnarumma.
Fair enough.
cool.
Do I think he deserves it? Not necessarily. Probably Mendy.
I mean, you could argue Donnarumma. There is definitely an argument there with the Euros and everything. But I've gone with the man you just said. I've gone with Edouard Mendy.
Yeah.
Been outrageous this year.
And
barring
the game he's
one
broken.
game against who was it? There was one game where he had a nightmare.
Yeah, he had 2 games back to back. It was like West Ham and someone else. But yeah, he had a really questionable couple of games.
But yeah, he had 1 or 2 questionable games in a row. But apart from that, he's been strong all year.
It was the one where he was beat near post, wasn't it? Everyone thought it was a cross.
Well, it's the one with the distribution at the back where he ended up doing the slide tackle was the one I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
That's the main one that came to my mind. But yeah, that as well. But yeah, for me, I think he's been probably the best and the most consistent goalkeeper this year.
Yeah, I think close, not far behind him, and not in this vote was David De Gea in terms of the Prem. I think Man United would be suffering a lot more if he hadn't been there. But yeah, definitely in terms of most consistent, Mendy.
Okay. Mine's the controversial one right now. So just as a bit of a jokes pick, I've gone with Emiliano Martinez.
Why could I tell it was longing for the ex-Arsenal man?
That's not even that. I thought you were gonna do it for the housery.
That's a little bit for the shithousery, but also because at the same time I think he's one of the biggest reasons how improved like Argentina have become. Like Argentina have been needing probably a goalkeeper for quite a while, and I think he's gone into that international team and helped in some ways Messi collect that first international trophy for him. So
yeah, probably
that's
Romero as well. I would say,
if Lopez doesn't injure Leno 2 seasons ago. Imagine that Messi doesn't win an international trophy possibly. It's a whole that was a minor little domino effect. Leno gets injured, and now Messi's won an international trophy.
Yeah.
A lot of things on the way, but it's led to there eventually. So I get it, but I don't think he's. No. I don't think that's quite a reach.
It is a reach, but realistically, it is a Donnarumma, Mendy, basically. But I've gone with Martinez, basically, just for an unorthodox choice.
So on to the defence. We've got ourselves the following players. We've got Alaba, Trent, Azpilicueta, Bonucci, Chiellini, Alphonso Davies, Gunter, Hakimi, Theo Hernandez, Mats Hummels, Jesus Navas, João Cancelo, Jordi Alba, Simon Kjaer, Koundé, Marquinhos, Reinildo, Romero, Ruben Dias, Rudiger, Shaw, Skriniar, Spinazzola, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. Who are you going for and why in your 4-back?
1 second.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one. So for me, I've gone with 3 very obvious choices with Cancelo, Trent, Ruben Diaz, and then instead of like a Marquinhos or something like that, I've gone with Simon Kjaer, mainly because of what he did at the Euros with like the Eriksen sort of situation. And although it's not necessarily on a performance-based thing, I think like I'm just doing it like as a salute for like what he did, basically. Yeah.
Okay. I can fully get that. My back 4. I mean, I've gone for Cancelo and Diaz. I've chucked in Rudiger, and then I've got Spinazzola as well. No Trent in mine. Has Trent been particularly outstanding this year?
No, I mean there was talk at some point about him struggling to get into the England team, weren't there? So.
Yeah, so I've personally gone for Spinazzola in this. The amount of stuff he's doing at the Euros.
Yeah, he was insane at the Euros.
He was outrageous. He was unstoppable at left back. Less so much happening at Roma, obviously with the injury that took him out for quite a while. But for that performance alone, I feel he warrants consideration. Yeah,
I wouldn't disagree. Going with my head of FIFA on, I am going for Hernandez. I'm also then going for Spinazzola.
Okay.
But that is based on actually based on performance rather than FIFA. Alphonso Davies. So yes,
3 left backs.
I'm going 3 left backs, and Koundé, because I think that card would be insane.
So you're telling me, when you're thinking from a FIFA perspective, your mind didn't go to Hakimi at any point?
I haven't actually used him this year.
Interesting.
And I know
considering 90% of the community does.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's just pace though.
But I mean, that's a lot of it.
And the strong link to Kimpembe.
Yep, and Marquinhos and Donnarumma, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That holy trinity. I'm
Brad
shocked
is
he doesn't
also
make a FIFA-based list.
But what Brad is also saying is he's going to play a fullback at centre back then.
I mean, what I've also noticed in there is actually when the argument made for Hakimi, he's made the exact same point with Alphonso Davies, because Hakimi just pace. Alphonso Davies pretty much already at 99 pace.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't be playing him like
Solid
a left back.
Solid viewpoint.
I'll be playing him at left wing.
You're playing him as a left wing.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I'd kill for that to be a left mid card at some point.
That would be incredible.
If Alphonso Davies gets a left mid card, I'm sorry, that Kostic is finally going to make way.
Yeah.
So he needs a CDM then in his midfield that can play centre back basically.
He doesn't, because this doesn't logically make sense, just like FIFA teams.
Yeah.
He just wants to stack as many. His entire front line will be wingers.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
his entire midfield will be cams. Like it's fine.
it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
It already is there. So we're going to move
Free
on
at
to
the back
said.
and just attack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course you would.
Get that
So-
4-2-4.
4-2-4. So the midfielders, though, the options that we have available to us are Barella, Jude Bellingham, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Dani Olmo, De Bruyne, Diaz, as aforementioned in headliners. We got Fabinho, Fekir, Foden, Goretzka, Jorginho, Kante, Kimmich, Kostic, Locatelli, Lucas Paqueta, Marcus Llorente, Modric, Mount, Muller, Pedri, Rice, Son, Verratti, and Florian Wirtz. So, a lot to get through there.
There is. A lot of good ones
there's
as well.
Few contenders, but it does. Yeah. I asked the question: where is Bernardo Silva in all this?
Yeah. And I would ask the same
personally
question.
would have put him in, not just put him in the selection that are there, put him in the team. Like that seemed like a not a no-brainer, but it would have been one you could definitely argue for.
Yeah, fairly easy pick. Yeah.
So for me personally, the ones that I've chose to go with are Jorginho, because club performance and national team performance, you can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Barella,
I can. But
I've gone for. You can ignore it because you're building a FIFA team. That's different. You can ignore it because yours is not logical in the slightest. But from a logical point of view, I've gone Barella, which Barella obviously won the league. He won the Euros. So if we're going off of stuff like that, he's more than warranted it. And you could argue some great individual performances in the midfield himself. And then I've gone for Phil Foden as the other centre mid.
Okay.
Because I feel a Man City midfielder should have been in this. De Bruyne has kind of not quite been back at the pace he was previous years to warrant being in here. So I think Phil Foden edges him over the last calendar year for me personally.
Okay. For myself, I've also got Barella because I think he doesn't get enough mention that he probably deserves.
In real life, yes. On FIFA, he gets all the mentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, FIFA, but like in real world terms, he doesn't really get as much mentions as he probably deserves. Like he is, from watching another like YouTube channel that talks about like the European football and domestic football, they were saying Barella this past year has been the most improved midfielder out of like basically everybody in Europe. So
okay, I might rescind mine because whenever people used to talk about most improved player, that means they were previously shit.
Yeah.
I think it's more a case of obviously
it was always the pity award at the local sort of tournaments. The most improved player goes to.
Yeah. Goes to the guy that couldn't
as
kick
a
the ball last
recipient
year.
of said award, I can confirm this.
It's like the same as you took part award.
No, it means you took part in 2 consecutive years. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Then I've got Kante in mind because I think he's just always a workhorse. I think he
doesn't start as regularly as you'd think he does, though.
He doesn't, but I still think whenever he does, he plays a very pivotal role.
I mean, that's a FIFA pick, Mers. Don't dress that up.
You just want to see a Tani or AJ Free discard.
Well, no, because if it was a FIFA pick, I would go with Fekir. If it was a FIFA pick.
Yeah.
No, but it's an educate. You've gone. Oh, he won the Champions League. He's good on FIFA. Andy or AJ Free or Itani are discarding him.
Yeah.
Job done.
And then the third choice for me, Marcos Llorente.
That card would be insane.
It would be insane. Logistically, they won the league, obviously. Spain got to the semi-finals as well. I don't know how much he contributed. I don't particularly remember constantly thinking of him, but I don't remember thinking of that for any Spain player.
No.
So he could have been influential, and I just didn't notice. They're probably the team I watched the least of the whole tournament.
Yeah, same.
Of the ones that progressed a lot, I should say.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's
same.
my midfield.
So
And
yeah,
over to FIFA.
I for FIFA purposes went for Kante because I'm not dressing it up any other way. I played against his card. Like I haven't seen him like that many times this year in FIFA, but when I did play against him, it was the most annoying game ever.
I'm shocked to hear you've not played against him much.
Yeah, I just never.
Virtually every game.
Yeah, I just never seem to have come up against him. Like people have like Serie A teams, and just hadn't really seemed to come up against him much. But I think in one day of playing FUT Champs, I come up against him like 3 times in a row, and the guy was really irritating. I've then gone for Fekir as well, again for FIFA purposes. The guy is insane. I love his card, the Road to the Knockouts card, and then I've gone for another FIFA player in Sonaldo.
Yeah, I'm not shocked to hear those 3 in the slightest from a FIFA perspective.
Yeah. Don't think he deserves it at all, obviously. Sorry, compared to others, I don't think he deserves it at all. But yeah, in terms of FIFA, I'd want to see him in the game, definitely.
That's fair. If I was going from my perspective on FIFA, I think we all know Kostic is making that team for me.
Yeah,
he's overtaken Andre Silva as the most used player in my club at the moment on the RTG. Only on the RTG, but that's how much I use Kostic on the RTG. I've been playing 3-5-2 of him at left mid since he came out. He's not been dropped once.
Fair play.
So, after moving on from my dodgy sort of decision making on both formation and player at left mid, we move on to the attackers, where I'll be interested to see if there's any hot takes in here, or whether there'll be anything like that. Because you've got choice of Benzema, Federico Chiesa, Ronaldo, Jonathan David, Gerard Moreno, Jack Grealish, Haaland, Immobile, Insigne, Kane, Lewandowski, Lukaku, Martinez, Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, Oyarzabal, Dimitri Payet, Mo Salah, Luis Suarez, Tadic, and Vlahovic. Mers, who have you taken and why? I know the hot takes are coming from Brad just because he's picking FIFA players, but before we get into that, Mers, who you gone for?
Was close to putting in a hot take. I was close to putting Benzema in over Messi, just because I was curious to see how Team of the Year Benzema would actually perform.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't probably be dead expensive to probably buy a Team of the Year Benzema either. But I
disagree this year.
What, in terms of price?
I think he's been brilliant this year. I don't think it'll be that as cheap as you think.
No, his flashback is brilliant, but people don't rate the Player of the Month version or the ordinary.
It would probably
card.
be basically what they're saying is the pace would probably be that of there, and everything else would be of the flashback minimum.
Yeah.
And then everything else is.
And then everything else on top. Yeah.
That's what I think the argument Brad's trying to make here is.
I think I think he'll be surprised. I don't think it'll be like a
Look at the last
Lewandowski.
O-piece SBC card that was fairly cheap at the time. Not even fairly cheap at the time, but you look at Fofana, who's worth 1 point nothing mil now. He's worth 1.05 mil at the moment.
Yeah.
Benzema, like, he was worth 200k as an SBC.
Yeah.
Benzema's worth 170. And it'd be a Team of the Year item. He'd probably be worth somewhere in the same bracket.
I would imagine Benzema's price as a Team of the Year would be probably above Lewandowski, who is...
Yeah, it would be above Lewandowski,
Yeah,
but when
not
I
just
say
because
above,
he's French
I
for a
mean
start,
just
though.
like a bit above, like maybe half a mil or something like that. Like, but the third choice is Salah. So, Messi, Lewandowski, Salah is my front three.
Okay, that we can agree on, and we can even agree on the hot take. We have the same exact thought process in terms of me thinking Benzema's had a pretty good year. Messi was going to be the one to drop, but he did still have good numbers in the first half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going purely off numbers, someone mentioned to me, obviously, Tadic has got himself the most record assists. It didn't even cross my mind at first, but that is something not to scoff at. You've also got Kane. If he'd have kept his first half of the year through this second half of the year, he'd have been a strong contender.
Yeah.
Because obviously, most goals, most assists in the Premier League, that just doesn't happen regularly. That was maybe Henry got that at some point. I don't know. It's the only player I think that'd be able to threaten that.
Yeah.
But after that, the second half of the season, just not second half of the season, but the second half of the year has let him down drastically from being in contention for that. Like they're the sort of players that could have got in instead. But you look at Messi, and he had a good first half of the year, but he actually won something's the difference.
Yes.
And then he went just as badly as Kane.
Then you have Coppers America as well in that.
That's what I was
factor
referring
as
to.
well.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
I
That's
thought
what I
you
referred
was
to.
just more.
No, that's what I mean.
Brad,
He won that,
From a
didn't he?
FIFA perspective, though.
From a FIFA
what
perspective,
are you going
yeah.
with, and explain why it's Neymar.
Yep. So my front three all play for the same team. And that is Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar.
I thought it was Di Maria for a second, even though he won in the vote.
yeah.
It's Di Maria, Icardi, and Draxler out of position.
Yeah. I don't think anyone needs. I mean, if anyone's used these cards or played against these cards, they're insane. Team of the Year cards are only going to be even more insane. And saving the packs that I've got, I'd love to pack one of them. So that's what I've gone for them for. Messi, for like in other years, Messi would not have been there, but this year Messi is really good in the game. If it wouldn't have been Messi, then it would have been Mo Salah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a right winger at that point. You know, I'm sure there's.
No, it doesn't have to
cards
be.
in there
No,
in the
I
meantime.
would have I could have put Ronaldo in. Yeah.
Let me have a look. Who would have been another OP one to possibly chuck in?
See, from FIFA perspective, I would have probably said Ronaldo over Messi.
Ronaldo, Chiesa, Insigne. I think I prefer Do you know what, this is going to be... someone needed to do a hot take at some point here. This has all been either I'm making it purely for FIFA purposes or just logic.
Yeah.
I would prefer a team of the year Chiesa to a Messi.
Yeah,
I would agree with that personally
Chiesa's
as well.
been really good in game. Yeah.
Like Chiesa with absolutely nutty stats would be outrageous. Even more so, I think, than Messi, which... Let me just check. Has Chiesa got 5-star skills? I think he does. No, he doesn't. He has 4-star. Okay. If he had 5-star skills, that would kick it over the edge as well.
Yeah.
But genuinely, like Chiesa's cards feel insane naturally. Yeah. I know Messi's does as well. As someone who did pack him the other month, I can confirm I do like a bit of Messi. But
I mean, there's a few here in the forwards that I think that generally their cards will be insane. Like David, I think his card would be insane as a Team of the Year card.
Wild card's nutty already.
Yeah.
Destroys me every time I play it.
I think Lukaku's will be insane. I think you could say that Vlahovic with a Team of the Season could potentially be insane in game. There's several here. Like, we don't know what a Jack Grealish will look like with Team of the Year boosted stats. You know, like it would. Yeah, there's a few
I think
interesting
it looked like
cards.
a bunch of hair gel stuck on a pitch.
I mean that's it, because you've got to think the Team of the Year cards are like 96 sort of plus.
Yeah, kind of around that, aren't they? 94 to
the
97.
Well, they're going to be capped at 98. Remember, based off of last year, they can't give out 99s until after Team of the Season.
That is correct. So we'll see like 97s, 98s. I mean, yeah. So it's like Salah will be like a 90s.
Do you know what? Here's a topic I don't think anyone's actually spoke of, just as a general... Just because I was going to say the thing that happens normally afterwards is like a Euros or a World Cup. Obviously the World Cup's happening in the winter, so that would be a promo instead of... So it'd be a World Cup themed one during then, rather than actually at the end of the game.
Yes.
So for
So it's
once,
gonna be
the World
before
Cup
Team of
cards
the Year.
won't be end game. They'll
Yeah.
be pre-Team of the Year, neutered down maybe a little bit, or so it'd be interesting to see how not FIFA handles that when it's known
not
as
FIFA.
EA Sports Football
Yeah.
2030,
Ultimate Team.
2023.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I think they would just treat it like you say, like an ordinary promo. So they might just take out like the winter wild cards, the FUT freeze, or whatever they want to do in December, and just make it the World Cup basically.
Well, I think
Yeah, so
we know
you feel it might
that for
turn
sure
into
there'll
just
be like changeable cards, won't they? Upgradable cards. You know, depending on the
Possibly.
progress of the teams, but they still don't mean that they're going to start them at like 88s and they can go to 94s, because that would, you know, be far too early in the game.
Yeah,
So
they wouldn't.
The thing is, they
that.
might use some less known people from those.
I think you
nations
could get
then.
some more interesting players. Yeah.
That I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd just managed to put the whole French national team in instead, but that's just EA.
They'll be
No.
there
To be
as
fair, the
SBCs.
last time I can think that they did something like that, to be fair, where they made an entire team special cards, I can only think of one time when they did something like that. Just as this is going even more on a tangent, but solid, why not? I think the only time that a full team has been special at once, correct me if I'm wrong, was Leicester when they won the league. They all got hero cards, right?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
That's the only sort of we always joke about always French, everyone like, but no, there was like 74 rated hero cards and stuff for the silvers and etc. for
Yeah.
the golds. There was a nice little touch.
Which, when you think about it, is mildly disrespectful to Leicester, because it was like, oh my god, these guys won the league.
No, I don't think it was disrespectful in the slightest.
No.
I think they were already a silver.
They were outsiders, weren't
they were outsiders, but they were already silvers at the time when the game started, and they were like, these people don't have special cards to take them above a silver.
Yeah.
So we'll make them what? Because remember, this is back in the days of what, FIFA 16. This happened. So sweaty silvers at the time when people were like, oh, handicap's a thing, and that was fully rife. Making these silvers made them a lot more desirable than if you made them, say, an 80 rated.
Yeah.
So that was actually bad, and they were more lucrative because they weren't coming out of gold packs as often. Like, election packs barely existed back then. You'd have to
yeah, I
open
don't know
silver
if they
packs
were,
specifically for these. So
Yeah.
even then, it's a sort of, it was a nice little thing when it happened. It's like the team of the season, the Barla on FIFA 15. That was a silver, and that was a mortgage. I remember those days. That was when it was at Palermo.
Oh yeah.
Just one thing to bring up about the team of the year, EA, and no wording about the vote, by the way. So they said the vote, the team of the year will be decided by fan base vote and possibly EA input.
I mean,
That's
is that not
always
just
every
like
year.
explaining what they actually do?
That's how it's always been EA input or a board of experts and the team of the year vote. That's how it's.
That's it.
always
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
If it was purely vote, then that would be something new.
I mean, if that's the case, I'm surprised we haven't got some Birmingham players in here.
Well,
Oh dear!
That one guy.
Yeah, let's just check which who's the cam for Birmingham.
He's gonna get the 12th man. You know it. It's coming. Well, importantly, let's get on to that. So out of now you've sort of got your team there. I mean, my 12th man is probably just to, make it very easy, because that's a FIFA term. Is going to be Salah probably. What would your 12 mans be?
CR7
Well, normally it's
probably.
an attacker. Let's be honest. Normally the 12th man, I can't think of a year where it's not been an attacker. So when Ronaldo's missed out, it's Ronaldo. When I don't think Messi missed out, but Mbappe or someone or Neymar missed out, it's them.
Yeah.
So
Messi missed out a couple of years ago.
did.
And he was the 12th
Yeah, it
man.
was 12th year last year or the year
I'm
before,
trying
wasn't
to
it?
think of who if I was going off obviously I'd just say Neymar now, just as the FIFA one, because it's always FIFA based, the 12th man, let's be honest. But
I'm saying CR7's going to be the 12th man if he misses out on the main squad. If
Because isn't that the one? Isn't that the one where, like, you take a player to vote it?
yeah, normally, so you just take
Yeah.
the highest rated one normally. I mean, people have already been given Ronaldo, so if they vote Ronaldo, they're an idiot.
But it'll
for
be
their
but it'll be a blue nominee Ronaldo.
No, but it'll be the same rating, and then it'll be just like their Ronaldo they've already got and used for friendlies.
But it'll look sparkly.
Oh, it's so...
Yes,
they want variety, surely.
it
You go
will
like,
be
oh,
Ronaldo. People will vote for Ronaldo.
But it don't matter because we're going to get them all anyway through the Twitch Prime packs eventually. Like the next one will be Salah,
True.
the next one will be someone, you know. It's going to happen.
True.
We know it's
It's
happening.
Lewandowski next.
Yeah, Lewandowski will be one.
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
we know
think-
we're getting
I
them
can't think of
regardless.
anything else, really, that's not in my team already. I'm scrolling through them, and yeah, I out of my picks, I think I go Neymar as the alt one.
I'm saying CR7. Like if
CR7.
CR7
Okay.
If I was going actually FIFA perspective, sure, from a FIFA perspective, Brad, I'm surprised you didn't. Did you consider Goretzka at any point?
Not really, because I haven't got any Bundesliga.
I mean, surely he'd be more of a better card than Kante.
Nah, I've got a lot of Frenchies in my midfield.
Fair enough. I'm just thinking from Goretzka's perspective, he's already in Club 80 as a natural thing and got an inform.
Yeah.
So he would probably be the highest, like, most unstoppable centre mid going.
Yeah.
That was my logic here. If we're thinking from what would be great for FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, no. If I could have had the choice in the midfield, that would have been Pogba over Kante, but he's not there, so like he hasn't been on the pitch for Man United. So
I disagree. I'd take Kante over Pogba in a team of the year from a FIFA perspective fully.
It's only because I've had Pogba. Well, I had Pogba since the start until I got Desai, and I really liked him. But yeah,
So,
real world football.
Team of the year talk and into the world of real football.
Real football.
Real football.
What is
real
that?
world football? You know, not virtual football. So, team of the week.
Yes.
Looking quite good this week, I would say personally. Looking at Footbin's predictions for team of the week. So obviously we've had the FA Cup this weekend. So no Premier League players in team of the week. So it actually means it's getting to have a little bit of a difference. Plus a lot of leagues have returned back from their winter breaks as well. So gets to mean there's a bit more of variety going on again. Because obviously the last few weeks it's mainly been Premier League and La Liga, I think it is. That has been mainly those two.
Give or take, yeah.
And just not and just generally lackluster team of the weeks haven't we had for quite a while?
Yeah. So
variety.
starting off with the 3 colourful cards that are linked with headliners. So I'm going to go with the highest rated one first, which is Nkunku is predicted into it. And 90 rated Nkunku with who on this card will be joining the Hullet Club as well. So he'll have 80s plus on all of his face stats. So
I mean, this guy, right? Sorry to interrupt you, like while you're in the middle of this, but this guy's going to basically end up with a team of the season card before team of the season.
Yep.
Like he's going to end up with team of the season stats before it even gets there, and you're just like, well, no. So when it gets to team of the season, we're going to be, well, what are we going to do? Are we really going to have to be forced to give this guy a 99 rated card? Yeah, probably, because the guy stand out week in, week out is performing at a level which means you have to give him Team of the Week card. Based on what you give Team of the Week cards for, you have to do it. You can't ignore it.
Well, that's it, because his headliners is, if he is in Team of the Week, goes up to 90. Then if they win 4 in a row, that goes up to 91. So yeah, that's only 8 off the max possible rating. And team of the season, they usually try to go around, if they're high rated, about 5.
4 or 5, isn't it?
4 or 5, above like the highest rated card. So like we're already looking at basically 96 rated potential Nkunku for team of the season. So that
in January.
It's the fact that
I mean,
only
the face
played about
stats.
40 minutes, by the way, 50 minutes of that match that I kept close tabs on because my guy had scored 2 goals in that game, but one of them was
Then
assisted
got
by
subbed off.
Nkunku. He also scored and he got subbed off, which He really should have got a hat trick.
Destroyed him, didn't it?
Very
Stopped
upset.
him. Yeah.
It stopped him. Yeah, the manager needs to be sacked. Personally, I think for that. That's sackable offence. I said this at the time. Sack the manager. He subbed off Andre Silva in about the 60th minute.
Yeah, don't care that you won 4-1.
No, because he's not getting an inform, Brad,
But,
and he didn't get the
exactly.
upgrade in the last game, which this manager was also in charge of. So what I'm hearing is this manager led him to not get the final win they needed, and he took him off when he was on for a hat trick. That's disgraceful. Disgusting behaviour.
Well, sounds like it would be a merry-go-round of managers at RB Leipzig if Luke was in charge of it.
Just don't sub him off and don't get him injured. It's pretty clear instructions.
Yeah.
But if you go beyond those instructions, you're out of the door, basically.
You're gone!
Yeah.
Next one is Luis Diaz, who's got a goal and assist in the Porto game on Saturday. But Taremi's also got a goal and assist in that game. So, interesting to see if he does get the inform.
Depends how many headliners they want to boost that quickly.
Well, in my opinion, looking at that, it's do you want to give a card to someone that's already got a better special card in Taremi with his Winter Wild card, or do you want to get, oh look, here's another Diaz card? Yeah. I know which I'd say.
Yeah, but if you look at, like, say, one to watch, EA have always been, like, quick to give out the special cards to those that can be upgraded through, like, the special, like, the one to watch card or headliners. But they normally go, we'll hold fire a little bit longer, you know, before we start dishing out. I know, obviously, if they perform well, but then they have actually turned down giving informs to players that deserved having informs. So, you know, could be a case of they don't give it to Diaz and give it to Remy, but in this prediction it is Diaz. I think the
reason I'd say that they will give it to him is it's so close to headliners, and headliners is still ongoing as it's happening. They're going to go, look, buy more packs, headliners are going to get upgrades, guys, go on, go on, give us your money. Yep, that's going to be more of incentive. Look, we're upgrading 3 at once here.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect time for you to go, look, they're still in packs.
Open more packs,
money.
Get your fodder to do Klaus as well while you're at it. Yeah, definitely.
Well, there you go to EA. Hire Luke now for just Team of the Week suggestions, basically.
Not just Team of the Week suggestions, I think random promo suggestions. Next promo, Andre Silva. Bam.
Just
Money
Andre
seller.
Silva on his own.
Every player with Andre or Silva in their name has a special card.
Andre becomes 99 rated. Bam.
You're just trying to take that Birmingham City fans.
Yeah.
Listen, alright? That is a lucrative role in EA, and I will gladly take that.
It's not quite the same. It's not like you're saying that the promo's going to have a full Spurs team.
No, I'm just saying it needs to just give the GOAT his due. You know, Puskas deserves a higher rating, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of vibes I'm coming across here.
Yeah.
He's going to switch
Bellhander in form. Yeah. Puskas is better than Pele. God, we all know that. That's like a God-given fact.
Yeah.
Only one of them really has an award named after them, don't they? Come on.
That's true. That is true.
Come on.
Well, yeah, that is a God-given fact right there. But then moving on to the next headliners that is in the prediction, we've got Klaus, who we did obviously FUT Eliminator on this week. So me and Brad, obviously, was touched on earlier. We did get goals equals discard, so you do need to check that video out on the FSB YouTube channel this week. So this is going to be an incentive to make sure to do his SBC, guys. You know, if you haven't done it, do it, because to be fair, right back options for France, and we all know that France seems to be very popular with people's teams. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done. You know.
Je déteste les Français.
Well, from doing the team reviews, you know, the amount of team reviews that it's basically 50% France in the teams. You know, it seems to be a common theme going on.
You can only work with what you're given, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Basically. That's why I build a full Liga NOS team.
Which isn't exactly a bad option, as long as you've got all those.
I'm saying it's an alternative to just going for Just if you took them in the levels, the Eredivisie's got options.
Or Birmingham City.
but
Yep.
City have got options.
Yeah.
Oh dear. If people who took Birmingham City would be happy that the championship objective exists, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes. Then Luke will be happy with Muriel being in Team of the Week here.
No,
Well,
I won't. I'll stand against this. He's getting a showdown card this week,
Yes.
from what I've heard. So why the hell he's put Andre Silva in that role, and I'm
Yeah.
over the moon.
This
Now
is
you're giving
heavily.
him 2 special cards in the space of days.
This is exactly what I was going to say. So he's heavily leaked to be in the showdown promo for Atalanta v Roma. Inter, isn't it? Sorry, Atalanta versus
Darmian's
Inter.
the other.
And it's Darmian has got the other card because you know we can't avoid leaks even if you're not actually looking at them. I saw this leak today on the Telegraph, of all places. So even if you're not on social media or Twitter or anything, whatever, you still find them somewhere, and they're talking about the leaks on the Daily Telegraph news website. So it seems like that would be a waste of an inform, and I'm with Luke on that one. If you're going to do that, I'd rather keep the Muriel in the SBC, in the Showdown SBC, and you can upgrade my Andre Silva as well.
No, I'll take the Andre Silva and then just put the showdown in the SBC still. Have the best of both worlds. That's my opinion. Completely unbiased.
Well, sidestepping on the showdown cards and Inter Milan, Darmian will have a perfect link with this Team of the Week, with Bastoni getting his second inform of FIFA.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I've used the first inform of Bastoni, and it's quite a nice card. And I think this would be probably... I know it's not the paciest of things, but, after
Slap a
using
shadow on it.
Hummels, recently, pace isn't always everything at the back. And to be fair, I used a few, Romero with 78 pace. Slap a shadow on him. He's got 89 defending on this prediction and 87 physicality. So slap that shadow on him. He's basically got near max defending.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he'll be in the right place at the right time when defending, silly things
FIFA,
like tap sober.
So it won't be.
He'll get nutmegged 5 times.
Yeah.
But you expect those kind of
Other than
defending
that,
stats.
yes, I agree.
You do expect those kind of defending stats on a third inform, though, don't you? At this point, 3 informs, you should have a lot going towards defending. You hopefully expect for a little bit more pace, honestly.
Well, 3 informs.
He had the 85 featured. He had the 86 earlier in the year, and now obviously this one.
Yeah.
It's going to be, as you say, a good one linked to his Darmian that's coming out.
Yeah, I think 3 informs and a card should be usable, because otherwise Team of the Week is just basically fodder, aren't they?
Yeah. Basically.
But most cards at three informs should be usable in most people's teams.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the other sort of big notable players are Theo Hernandez with his second inform.
Another inevitable inform, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody seems to love a Theo Hernandez. It's either that or Ferland Mendy. France is always what people like in FIFA because everyone knows that EA love France in promos, so that's mainly why it is.
Yeah.
Then the other ones, we've got Milinkovic Savic with an 87 rated inform, which is his second one as well, I think.
That's his second inform,
possibly.
but unfortunately his winter wild card is
Better.
much better.
Yes. Bebu has got an inform this time, and it is
Second.
predicted to be a striker for this one.
Yeah.
So
now you can play the super perfect link, right wing and striker.
Yeah, you can, so because obviously you had that 81 right wing as well already, so it's the second inform.
Yeah.
So it should have proper good shooting on it this time.
It's got 83 on this prediction. 95
pace, 87 dribbling though. That's pretty.
Yep.
That's saucy.
So it'd be interesting. Obviously, not the best of nations. Obviously, for Lincoln and Hoffenheim don't exactly have.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Hang on.
Go on.
Burkina Faso.
Off the.
It's not Burkina Faso, it's Togo.
Togo.
It's Togo. Go on. Name some Togo players right now.
I mean, they got Dejeuner.
Links. Dejeuner.
He's the only one that's gold.
The only one. The only one.
Listen, you link
Hoffenheim
strikers
got
to centre backs.
What was
right?
Kanu?
You play him as centre.
Was he Togo?
Huh? Who?
Kanu.
What? Kanu
No,
as in the Kanu
Togo
for Arsenal.
was.
Yeah,
He was Nigerian.
Nigerian, was he?
You're thinking.
Adebayor was Togo.
Yeah,
That's it. Adebayor. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
The
You're
snake.
thinking of Adebayor.
Incredible.
The bloody
Incredible,
snake.
I agree. What a guy.
Snake.
The man who's now being rivaled by Rodri for the most hated Arsenal.
That was so funny, running all the way
player.
down the pitch. Yeah.
That's pretty much.
I remember that
what-
one more. That was more. I mean, like Rodri got the choice to go left or right and went right. Adebayor went all the way down the other end of the field. That was hilarious.
No,
That
it's
was absolutely
Adebayor.
hilarious.
Adebayor definitely most hated. Aitor's the goalkeeper for this one. Then you got like Yere, centre back. Got Hector Bellerin is going to get another upgrade on his one to watch potentially if he's in this team of the week. Looking
nice.
at 84 for the one to watch, so not going to be usable, but hey.
What do you mean? That's going to be usable.
And it's not really going to affect the price of the one to watch either. Probably go up by like
SBC,
500 coins or
Wasn't it?
something like that.
No, it weren't an SBC.
was it
SBCs were Bodu, Andre Silva, Talisca, and Shaqiri, I believe. I think they were the 4.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, 88 pace.
Objectives.
The thing is,
Kluivert and
The thing is,
Camavinga.
anyway, it's not even the pace necessarily. It's his defending stats and physical stats. Like 81 defending, 73 physical on that 84. Yeah, he's still not usable, is he?
Oh, what do you mean? Slap an anchor on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Then, from a squad building perspective, this Caprari
It's easy for you
from
to say.
Hellas Verona. He's got some semi-decent face stats on his card. 84 rated, centre forward with 87 pace, 86 dribbling, 82 shooting, and 77 passing.
Yeah, he looks like he
if
might
we
be
do-
an alright cam.
Yeah, potentially, or for the squad building sort of series. This is it. When I look at Team of the Week, I'm more thinking about squad building series rather than necessarily actual putting into my team.
Exactly. Which is
I'm like-
why I curse the fact that that Theate got into headliners, because he was my ace in the hole for Serie A teams in building. No
Yeah.
one looks at 78 rated informs.
No.
I'm sorry, they just don't. So I was getting away with murder of just picking a pacey, good nation player.
No, and we were. I think this is something we touched on in the episode of FUT Eliminate. I was talking about. I think I'm at a point where I'm looking at Belgian centre backs, and obviously there was back in the day. You'd have Alderweireld, Vertonghen. Like in terms of Premier League, there were options.
now
Now there's no one like.
There's the Latin, like the Belgian league. There's
Yeah, you got Vertonghen's
Denier.
got an alright card in the thing. I said Denier is obviously
Speaking of.
inevitably going to get a special card at some point. I imagine he usually does, but
yeah.
but yeah,
Last year it was
not
a
yet.
showdown and rule breakers.
Yes, yeah, the Rule Breakers card I did like was very good, but I think like that would be interesting because if you did get a Denier this year and could have Denier and Theater at centre backs, that would be quite an OP Belgian. Get Courtois in goal, nice.
Or Castiles,
Yeah,
freedom of choice and all
Castiles,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Whatever your
a little
Belgian
bit
preference.
about the team of the week. And I've left this a bit as late as possible, hoping that not as many people will hear this bit now, because obviously it was the FA Cup, and as an Arsenal fan, let's just say it wasn't the best of weekends.
Well, no, it was pretty terrible.
definitely
wasn't
not
it?
the best of weekends.
I think right now though, if there's any time to plug your TikTok, I think now is the time.
Yeah,
to plug
basically.
your TikTok. Maz.
I was very confident on Friday about the FA Cup. I was like, yeah, Arsenal are going to win. There was a Nottingham Forest fan in my chat, and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll put a wager down. If Arsenal lose the third round of the FA Cup, I will submit a full Arsenal team into an SBC that doesn't include Moments Aubameyang because I haven't done him. So it's like all the special cards and then the most highest rated players. So it came to a total of like 200k just about, and it went straight into Edward. And yeah, it's on my TikTok if anyone wants to see my suffering. It took me ages to edit the video. It was only a 60-second long video, but it took me like over an hour to do because I was like trying to make it the best edit that I've ever done. And yeah,
I think you managed.
I think I'm trying to decide what was worse: 3 million worth of players, or submitting an Arsenal team into an SBC.
Oh, the Arsenal team's worse. 3 million. Yeah. Like, at what point in FIFA did you submit 3 million? Exactly.
That was like August. So yeah, it was basically like.
This isn't like submitting it mid-year when coins are still mattering and series are very much ongoing. It's at the point where it's like, everyone sort of doesn't care at this point. It is what it is.
It wasn't a Tottenham. It wasn't like
it wasn't a Tottenham.
It was
an
Arsenal.
I thought it would be therapeutic. I mean, I can say I hadn't felt better when I got rid of the Nketiah, the Smith Rowe, the Bellerin, which I never even got to try. That sort of stuff. That was like a catharsis, and I assume the Spurs one was like that for you.
It was the Spurs thing,
the Spurs one
because it doesn't have ties to me, basically. It doesn't have ties.
Well, it does.
To me,
it just got the opposite ties.
Yeah, this is ties personally on a personal level. Arsenal. But yeah, it burnt a little bit. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the suffering if you watched that TikTok video. But as for the other games in the FA Cup, obviously there was only one real upset on the cards, which was Cambridge beating Newcastle 1-0. Everybody else basically that wasn't Premier League team versus Premier League team. It was basically plain smooth sailing for everybody else.
Cough, Burnley went out to Huddersfield, but it's alright. Don't worry, Huddersfield fans, I've got your back.
Wow.
It's not that much of an upset, though, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, he said virtually every other team that was Premier League against a non-Premier League opposition, and I'm sorry, I believe Huddersfield are no longer in the Premier League.
Yeah, that is true. That's true, but then again, I don't exactly pay attention to a Burnley scoreline. To be fair, like they're struggling a fair bit this season, Burnley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, possibly soon that will be a championship versus championship. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure we got our bases covered
at the moment. But everybody else, it was looking a bit weary for you and or Tottenham.
My Discord was absolutely against me that day, just constantly cheering everything. That right there was what it feels like to be victimised, etc. Having your entire Discord chanting in favour of Morecambe. But yeah, it was tough, and Dombele probably won't play for the club again, because what he did was stupid. Like, it's hard to defend it. It's really hard to defend what he did. You're losing in. I think he came off in the 69th minute, something like that, 70th minute sort of time, and I believe he came off at the same time as Brian Hill and Dele Alli, which they've run off. They realise situations die. We want to get someone on, not Eric, not him, but we want to get someone on because the situation's not good. Change the game. Bring on Harry Kane. Bring on Lucas Moura, etc. Those two get off quickly, and Dombele slowly walks off. The crowd start booing, so he walks even slower. So he's not exactly helping himself.
No.
He's not helped himself in the slightest. He's been a controversial figure for quite a while. Let's not forget the individual training sessions with Jose. Let's not just forget all the stuff that he had under Jose. The only manager he was seemingly doing okay under was the one where no one else was doing good under at all, and that was Nuno. I think genuinely the best I'd seen in Dombele was under Nuno, and that's worrying.
Yeah, do you think he'll go now?
I think he has to go.
Do you think you'll be able to sell him in January, or are you going to have to wait until the summer type thing?
I think it'll be summer.
I think it'll probably be summer.
But I think you have to get rid of someone like that, don't you?
For the wages that he's on, I think he's on 200k. I don't see anyone wanting him for 200k a week. And obviously with the price tag we'll have to ask for of minimum 20 mil.
Yeah.
That's
because he's got a long-term contract as well.
Yeah. Will he be another Gareth Bale?
Where he goes on to success elsewhere?
plays golf and sits on the bench.
Oh, okay.
See, the-
I mean, probably. I don't think
biggest-
we'd want him to play again.
No.
Biggest problem is with a lot of these clubs that sign the likes of like Ndombele and offer them massive wages is then when you don't want them anymore, it's very hard to then try and offload them because it's trying to find suitors that will take those wages because most of the time players don't really want to go down in wages, do they?
No,
They
of course
want to
not.
either go
And sadly,
sideways,
China's
maybe
no
take
longer
small.
open.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the only maybe
got Saudi.
other payday is the MLS, but I can't
Or
remember
Saudi
the
football.
MLS.
J League as well.
Or
It's
Saudi,
got
yeah.
a couple, I think.
Yeah, go and
Yeah,
join
Jake
Talisca.
Yeah,
Hey, Talisca's getting his upgrade now for his one to watch.
he is on Wednesday.
Yeah, so he's going up to an 86.
Cool.
Took his
I've
time.
heard rumours that, like, through the grapevine, there's a chance. Not that it's going to happen, but there's a chance he could get a double upgrade. But that's back towards Team of the Week. It could happen, but it's not one of the likely ones.
Okay, so an outside chance. That would be nice.
It's an
if
outside
they could
chance, just like
I
Andre
like an
Silva.
outsider.
get-
Alright, Kevin
but
Nash.
with everything else, let's move on to the Q&A. So
Yes.
let me get these Q&A questions right up. We're going to start off with Roman's question,
Okay.
Mhm.
which is asking what dip is the best to go with nachos? What's your favourite dip to go with nachos? So who wants to take this first? What's your favourite dip? Come on, guys.
This is
What do you
tough
say?
because this all depends on for me on where you are. So if I'm at home, then I'm probably just going for a nice cheese and chive. But if I'm
Right.
going to cinema, I'm going for that cheese sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had cinema nachos, so...
What?
Me neither, actually.
Oh,
I've
you
not
need to
had-
get on it. Get on it.
Well, considering my cinema doesn't sell them,
Oh, okay.
then I will not get on that.
Yeah. So yeah,
But-
you get the nachos. You get I think 2 or 3 dips. Just have them all as cheese sauce. Yeah.
Not a fan of guacamole then.
I am, but I like it. Like we had, weirdly enough, had fajitas tonight, so we had that. I have guacamole, sour cream, and nacho cheese dip in my fajita.
Okay.
But yeah, as a dip, just on its own, I don't just dip into guacamole, but I do like it a lot.
Yeah, I normally like to have a bit of a combo, so a bit of guacamole, a bit of sour cream.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You want a bit of
Chive.
everything.
Yeah, more sort of. I'd describe them as loaded. Sort of like you have loaded potato
Yes.
skins,
Yeah,
sort of something like that.
yeah.
I-
If I'm
I'd
gonna
have
do
sort
that,
of
I want a
a
yeah.
mixture.
If in my ideal situation, I'd have nachos, and there would be chili with cheese grated over the top with guacamole, sour cream, cheese dip. Yeah, lovely.
But I think yeah, I think I'd go specifically in this case for the sour cream personally. That'd be
Yep.
my number one on
Alright.
what to have with it. But
Mine's not a traditional like nacho dip. Mine, although it's not really nachos, I more go down the Doritos route. But if I'm dipping my Doritos, I'm dipping it into caramelized onion hummus.
you had me till you said the word hummus.
You didn't even have me at any of it, but as soon as you said hummus, you were in the bin. Oh my goodness, that stuff is disgusting.
I mean,
the caramelized onion one's
I can
nice,
get caramelized
but-
onion. I can get that. That's
No.
something my brother personally likes a lot of. He has
I think it's
caramelized onion.
grainy,
A lot of things, right?
gritty. Oh, don't like it at all. Not a fan.
No, instead, it needs to be a fruit and nut bar. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
got to put that in that.
yeah.
I mean, if it was, I would go with the Doritos nacho cheese dip. Like if
Okay.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite like that one, but I don't think it's as good as what it used to be. I remember it used to actually have like proper shredded cheese in it, but now it's just like proper smooth dip. So it's
Okay.
not quite as to my level that I like, because I liked when I have food, I like to have like the textures, the tastes, and stuff like that. I like to add multi dimensions to my food. I don't want something plain, simple, and boring. Next question comes from Kofta. Now, I feel like this is trying to cause some controversy from one of us, I feel. Or just hit us laying rip into him. So he's asked, cold cereal or hot cereal? And which cereal is the greatest of all time? I mean, greatest of all time? I mean, to be fair, like, I can't say greatest of all time because, to be fair, like, tastes always change, like, from favorite to favorite. Like, what one, like, as a child, your favorite's a different cereal. As you grow up, your tastes change, so you have a different favorite.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
let's go with the first part of that question: hot cereal or cold cereal? Now, I hope he's asking porridge or cold cereal.
You got to assume
If he's
so.
saying
You've
if he's microwaving, like,
the only other
shredded
exception, the other thing that's exceptional, the other thing is exception is warm milk on Weetabix. I've heard people do, but
yeah, that's acceptable.
but no,
But-
he must be talking
No.
about that. You wouldn't put warm milk on Cocoa Pops. You know.
Next thing we're
Yeah.
asking is, do you put the warm milk in afterwards?
I mean, Kofta, maybe reply back to us with
Yeah.
a bit more further detail. Like, were you actually
We
talking
like
about
detail.
porridge, or are you actually saying you microwave your Rice Krispies or something like that?
Yeah. But yeah, I've never really been much of a fan of hot cereal, let's call it, or porridge. Not really.
I don't mind porridge.
I like if I'm having a hot thing, then I tend to have like a bagel or a toast or something.
Yeah.
Whereas when it comes to cereal, I'm pretty much like you're saying, my taste buds have changed over the years. I used to really love Golden Grahams, but then there's only so many bowls I'd have, and then that taste is cured. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have the hankering for it, and then you get halfway through the box, and it's like, oh, I want to change the cereal there. But yeah, I mostly have muesli. I quite like a muesli, and yeah, you can't go wrong with the old favourites of like Cocoa Pops, Sugar Puffs. Yeah,
When you
I like,
said
I like
muesli, I
some
was
shredded.
expecting to hear bran flakes coming up next. That's
Oh, God,
that's,
no,
that's where I was
no.
expecting this to go.
God no.
Well, I
not
wasn't
bran
expecting
flakes,
muesli in the first place. Like,
No.
Now, is that a plain muesli or is that like
Like
an
a Swiss
actual...
style.
Okay.
So with the
it's
raisins,
a fruit
the
and nut
nuts,
one.
and
That
yeah.
could actually be a
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
Fruit
that's
and
not
nut.
even a subtle dig. It could actually be a fruit and nut.
It's a fruit
Muesli.
and nuts. He is a fruit and nut. He's not
I'm
going
a
for a
fruit and nut
tropical
kind of player. Yeah. Yeah.
or a thing. He's going for basically the traditional fruit and nut, basically.
Yeah.
Essentially, usually.
I don't
Uh,
really have too much cereal.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to have stuff like Cocoa Pops, even stuff like Cookie Crisp. But I never really sort of too much in it these days. If I do have anything like that these days, it is porridge, and it would be honey specific flavored porridge.
Yep.
But as I say, very, very, very rarely do I dip into that sort of a routine. I'd rather have something like an eggs Benny.
Yeah. Nice.
Which I like to make from time to time, as evidence on the Not Food Insta.
Does that mean you don't normally have breakfast, or what do you have for breakfast if you do?
So if I do, it would be something like an eggs Benny for like a brunch more than anything else. But just something like a scrambled egg as well. Like I normally have a cooked breakfast instead of
Yeah.
anything else, and it would normally feature eggs.
See, this is the thing. Like at the moment, I'm on 9 till 5 Monday to Friday for like the first time in my 14 years of working shifts. And I'm now. So what I have now is I have a Philadelphia bagel in the
Nice.
morning, and then
Like
I
that.
make up a low fat yogurt with some fruit, and I take that and have that when I get to work with a banana.
What kind of
so-
yogurt?
At the moment it's I think I've got a low fat mango and passion fruit papaya. I
You've
think it
answered
is.
wrong already. You meant to say Miller Corner, for God's sake.
Oh no
Forget that video.
it's fat free.
Forget that video already.
Yeah, no, it's oh yeah, I remember. Yeah. No, I mean it's a fat free yogurt with fruit. I'm trying to get myself back into a bit better shape. So so that's how I'm starting my mornings, and then that's I have like a banana or an apple or both with it. So
All right. Well, for me, I have cereal. I don't really tend to go away from cereal. Obviously, I will have a cooked breakfast from time to time. But yeah, generally I tend to have cereal for breakfast. This morning I had Kellogg's Crave. Love Crave. I'd probably say Crave is probably the one that is my favourite at the moment. But the problem is like very pricey.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never
so
had
I
it.
don't
Actually.
tend to
Never
have
had
it that
I think
often.
I had it once or twice. It's decent. I do like it. Just one that didn't come to mind.
But I tend to change like box of cereal like on a weekly basis. So I
Yeah,
might
you have
one week
to,
buy granola, then I buy muesli, then I buy like cookie crisps, then I buy Weetabix. So yeah, I pretty much have a broad spectrum of it. But if I had to, other than Kellogg's Crave, my next preference would probably be cinnamon grahams.
Okay.
Okay.
Or more curiously cinnamon as called nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like
that
your
would
your breakfast and your cereals are more on rotation than Man City's midfield.
Yeah, probably. And also, because of having the kids as well, so tend to stick to more the sort of like chocolatey ones and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
they
ones
don't-
that will
if
please
I put-
everybody.
Good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because if I put a muesli in front of them, it's like,
What have you
I'm
done?
not having
Who
that.
are you?
Yeah,
Are you Brad?
Yeah.
yeah. It's probably the plainest cereal they have is Weetabix.
Oh
I'm
yeah. So
shocked
that's
they
too
have
plain
that.
for me.
I'm shocked they
Yeah.
have it.
No,
I know my dad's a
they
Weetabix
have
fan.
that.
I've never been a fan, and I think as well. Not only that, it's one of those cereals that if it's in the bowl too long, it gets ruined. Like, so you have to
Yeah.
eat it quickly for it to still have a bit of crunch, a bit of texture. Otherwise, it's just slop.
I don't mind it that
Oh,
like that. To be fair, I like breaking it down anyway and then turning it sort of into that.
No.
It's all about the
I mean,
textures.
if I-
God, remember that, Brad. He likes the
Yeah.
textures.
Yeah.
He wants it in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for porridge, a thing that I like to add to porridge instead of maybe like honey or golden syrup is maple syrup.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's probably that's normally my go-to like sweetener is maple syrup rather than like honey. I don't mind honey, but I just find the taste of honey a little bit more sickly than the taste of maple syrup, even though I think maple syrup is more sweeter.
Oh, do you, eh?
Yes, I do me. I think that's going to be it for the Q&A, because there is a question from GH, but we're not really financial experts, shall we say.
No.
He's
I think there's
asking
another
us
question
about...
from him. I think he has two.
He does
That's
have
exactly.
two, but I think we want to more narrow in on this second question that he's put in, but we're not really going to cover it, because he's asking us about Bitcoin and NFTs.
No
If
idea.
we said that, and
Not
if,
a
if we
clue.
did try and even remotely answer that, we'd have to say legally, this
Yes.
is not financial advice.
We're just
Which
ram-
I'm not getting into that mess.
I'm not going to get into it
Yeah.
because I have no idea.
I have
so-
some
what I
form of
would say
vague
is if
idea,
you're
but
ask-
not anywhere near enough to advise anyone.
The
it's
only
not advice.
advice I'm going to give you, George, is if you're asking, you need to stick to what you know, mate. That's all I'd say.
Yes.
When it comes
Yeah,
to
and don't
finances.
and don't always trust like forums and stuff like
No,
that if you're
no.
going there for like advice, because they're probably not that actual financially qualified to give out the advice.
Nah,
and they're
you'll always
probably-
find someone who's pro for everything. So
Yeah,
if you look
so
hard
that's
enough,
that's it. Find someone that knows what they're talking about.
yeah.
But don't, if they talk the talk, don't necessarily actually then go ahead and buy one of them if that's what you're thinking. By the
No.
way.
No.
You know, but yeah, on that nutshell, we'll end the Q&A and this episode
Yep.
of the Free Foot Tiers podcast. Obviously, all links to our socials and everything is down below, so feel free to check those out and drop us follows. Check out all the content that we do with the FSB and our individual channels. But thank you for listening to this episode of Free Foot Tiers podcast. We'll be back again next week, obviously, for more controversy, hopefully, and obviously more FIFA and football content. But on that one, thank you guys for being part of the episode,
Cheers,
No
guys.
problem at all.
and we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Peace out,
Bye.
guys.